True serum in your ear. No more lies, no fear. Tory bringing it clear. Good Trump shifting gears. Podcast like them flames. Spitting truth, breaking chains. Welcome to Orlando, man. Real talk, no games. Truth serum, truth serum, truth serum. We living it.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy Tory, or AKA the Good Trump. I am here with this lovely lady to my left, your right. Can you tell everybody your name and who you are?
Of course. My name is Marilyn, and I have been in Orlando for 32 years now. Originally from New York, Queens, New York. Love it here. Don't think I would ever go back. Although all my family is in New York. With the exception of my brother and my niece who live in Dominican Republic. But other than that, I don't really think I would ever go back to New York.
I was going to ask you, you're so originally from Dominican Republic.
I was born in Dominican Republic.
Okay.
But I wasn't raised there. I left when I was 9 months old, little baby. So my Spanish isn't perfect. It's like a New York Spanish. It's not perfect. Sometimes I throw words in there, but I think I always got my meaning across. I think people always understand what I'm trying to say. But yes, I was born in Dominican Republic, raised in New York.
So why'd you come to Florida?
So I got married, and I got pregnant very shortly after I got married. And I'm divorced now. My ex-husband, when we found out I was pregnant, said, we're not raising this child here in New York. And I was like, okay, well, what did you have in mind? And we ended up in Orlando it was just a thing. He worked with a job that was very flexible. So the very next day after we found out about my pregnancy, the very next day he went to his job and he looked down the transfer list and Orlando was there. So we weren't really thinking any specific place, but Orlando was one of the places there. And so he put in for it. So I went to my job and put in for Orlando. He got it almost immediately. I had to wait maybe 3 months, but that's how we ended up in Orlando.
Wow. So.
And I love it here.
You wouldn't go back to New York?
I would not go back to New York. And there was a time where I didn't think I would die in Orlando. But as I visit other places, I think this is it.
Okay. So you're like the third person I've interviewed that has come from New York to here.
It's a big place. Big population.
So I think now being here 32 years, you can officially be considered a Floridian.
I'm a Floridian, not by blood, but yeah.
Yeah, that qualifies. You've been here 32 years, so.
Without doing the math, I'm gonna say that. So there was a point where you could say half of my life, but we've surpassed half. I've been here for more than half of my life now.
Okay.
But we're not gonna math. We're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna do the math. But you 32 years to be here, you are officially a Floridian.
I would say
you're not a transplant anymore. You got the Florida in your veins now.
It's in my blood.
Do you drive like the Floridians out here too?
I hope not. I'm not gonna say that I don't. I'm a really bad driver.
You are?
I'm a bad driver. And
kudos to you for admitting that.
Oh, I'm big on admission.
Good.
I'm a bad driver and I have no sense of direction. And I'm going to tell you how bad I am. I'm going to tell you how bad I am with sense of direction.
So honest.
This is how bad I am.
Okay.
I work at the airport, right? And I've been going to the Orlando airport for 36 years now. Okay? So you would think I could do this eyes closed, right? But if, let's say, my shift is in the morning, let's say I'm driving every day in the morning for 6 months.
Right.
And then 6 months and one day, you change my shift and now I have to drive at night, I might get lost.
Hold on.
Because things don't look the same. Or if I'm driving during the day and you cut down a tree, or you cut down, let's say not necessarily a tree, but let's say you cut down a line of trees.
Right.
Because I'm a very observant person, that looks off to me, I am now lost. Like, where am I? What has happened here? Did I turn wrong? Did I miss my turn?
So you're a bad driver because you have no sense of direction.
No sense of direction.
What are you? Do you drive fast? Do you drive crazy? Do you drive slow? What's the other part?
I don't think I drive fast.
Okay.
Although I have gotten 3 speeding tickets, but that has nothing to do with.
So you drive fast. Okay.
No, but I've learned my lesson.
That's what they all say.
So I don't think I drive fast. I don't think I drive slow. But if, for example, oh wait, I want to go there.
I came across you all several times. We were talking about this one time on a little virtual meetup in my group. How I've never been to a state where people go from the far left lane to the exit in one move. That's you.
If I gotta do it, I gotta do it.
So
if I gotta do it, I'm gonna do it.
So basically, to everybody else on that lane or in her vicinity at that time, if you die, you die.
And I'm going to say it's not that I'm not thinking of you.
Right.
But it's my first thought is like, oh my God, I gotta get there. And then, and then slowly but surely, like, oh my God, there's other people involved. But luckily, no one has been injured.
Yet.
No one will be injured.
Okay.
No one will be injured.
So basically, I have to, you're one of those people where people have to hold on to the car when you're,
it's
okay.
possible.
I'm so
like
glad.
I said, I'm very big on admission. I believe in communication.
That's good. That's good. And at least you're honest.
Yeah, and I don't believe, you know how some people omit and then they say, oh, but no, omission is a sense of disloyalty.
That's true. That's very true.
If you are consciously omitting, that's a lie.
It's basically what it is. And like we were talking, a lot of the problem today, and at first we were saying with a lot of the females today, but I think it goes across the board, is the one thing people are afraid of is that A word. It's called accountability. Nobody wants to admit when they're wrong. It's like you're not perfect, so you did something wrong. Just admit to it.
Admit to it and we can move on.
Right. So a lot of these relationships today, and well, we're going to get to that in a minute. But, so you were married.
I was married for 19 and a half years.
Which is a long time today.
Yeah.
That's a long time. And you all were married when you came down here, right?
Yes.
So if you want to, can you kind of, what happened to the marriage? You don't have to go deep into the reasons, but how long have you been not married?
We divorced in 2009.
Okay.
It was a good marriage.
Okay.
While it lasted. The last 6 months, so it's 19 and a half. That half was when everything went downhill. Believe it or not, I got divorced in 2009. And even today in 2024, I cannot make accusations that I could never
validate or prove.
I mean, all the signs were there.
Right.
And I saw what I saw. But there's always an explanation for everything.
Right. True. That's true.
So today, and at the end of the day, he's the father of my kids. I don't want to badmouth the father of my kids. So I'm just going to leave it to say that the last 6 months, things didn't go as they went the previous 19 years or as they should have gone. like, again, I don't want to make accusations I can't prove.
Right.
But it's all good.
had-
It's all good.
How many kids you had?
2 sons.
2 sons. Oh, you got 2 boys, 2 bodyguards.
Yeah, with
Okay.
33 and 28, and they're big boys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I don't regret any of it.
Right.
In fact, I think I learned a lot. You know, the funny thing is that when we divorced, he didn't fight not to get divorced, but he kind of knew. Because he knew me. We were married for 19 and a half years. He knew me. And so his last words were to me, "You're not going to be single for long because you don't know how to live alone." And I think that was a curse. I think it was a curse.
A curse how?
Because when he said that to me, I was like, oh, I'm going to teach him. I am going to live alone for the rest of my life. If it kills me, I'm going to live alone for the rest. I'm going to show him. And here we are.
Well, I mean, so you think he put a curse on you? He put a root, as my person, he put a root on you.
It's a possibility. He remarried. He remarried, and we won't go there. Not, I wouldn't say necessarily happily ever after, but we won't go there because that's not our story to tell.
But you've had relationships? Have you had?
I've had relationships, and I don't want to say it's a problem, but the situation is, for one, I learn from my relationships. I don't date to date.
Right.
I date because I see a potential in you.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if I can meet my person, great. Right? So I date with intention. So after every relationship that has failed for whatever reason, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. I feel that I learned something about myself, and this is where I don't want to use the word problem, but for lack of a better word, the problem is that the more I learn about myself and the more I grow and the older I get, the more difficult it is.
Gotcha.
Because even though I'm a very patient person, I'm a calm person, I don't put up with a lot.
Yeah.
But, like I said, that comes with growth and time, and I have a very big respect for myself, high respect for myself, and I don't let people walk over me, and so
it's not a strike 3 with you. It's a strike 1. You out. You go.
Yeah, and see, the thing is that my friends, they have said, in their opinion, that they think I'm too hard on people. And I don't take criticism. I don't, if you criticize me on something, I won't walk away and say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'll take a minute.
Thank God.
And I'll, toss it over, and does this have any credibility?
Right.
Is what they're saying, is it possible?
Right.
And I could see where they were saying that I could be hard on people. So I worked on that. I worked on trying to be a little bit more open and be willing to not just take, but give. Because that's important.
Very.
And so I've worked on myself, but, still. So going back, not most of the issue, but a great part of the issue is that I'm a flight attendant. And I've been in the airline industry for 36 years. I've been in this career for 36 years. I was still in college when I went into the airline industry. And 11 years ago, I became a flight attendant, and it could be challenging.
Because your schedule is crazy.
It's the schedule, but I now have enough seniority to be able to work from Monday through Friday. But the problem is that if you're in a relationship, you know, every relationship takes two.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah.
two. So you have to trust me.
Right.
So I have to meet a man that is secure enough to trust that when I'm away, I am who you see I am.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Right.
Now I have to trust that you believe that that's who I am outside.
Right.
And that's not always possible
That
to
can
find
be true.
that type of person. But I'm leaving you behind.
Right.
So I have to trust that you're doing the right thing while I'm gone.
Exactly.
And so it takes two very secure people.
Yeah.
And when I go away, I don't want to spend my days thinking, what is he doing? Who's he talking to?
True.
And so when I meet somebody, I, try to feel them out. Is this somebody that I can, trust? And I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Right.
You're going to be innocent until you're proven guilty.
That's true. Which is how
Right?
it should be.
Right.
Which is how it
Until
should
you
be.
do something wrong, you're innocent. I'm not going to bring someone's past
Right.
mistakes onto you.
And I think that's the problem with a lot of people these days in relationships. They can't let go of what happened to them previously, so they bring it into the new relationship. But the thing I have with a lot of my female friends, not all, but a lot, is that it's never their fault. I'm always getting told about what the guy's doing, and you perfect. Come on, man. Accountability, like you were saying, man. And I guess that's maturity. Doesn't always have to do with age either. Some people are mature early. Some people late, and I think a lot of relationships could work better if both people would open up to their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can do this better. It's a whole nother thing. But so you had two kids, two boys, you said, and they were born down here, right?
One was born in New York, the
Okay.
older one, the 33-year-old. He was born in New York, and we came here when he was 1 year old.
Okay.
And the younger one was born here.
So they're like blood Floridians.
Yes.
They're like Florida.
I mean, even the one that was born in New York, he came down when he was one. He doesn't
don't
remember. No.
Not at all. So what do you like? When it comes to you had the kids and everything, you raised them, I guess, and you got divorced or whatever. What we were getting to is the relationships you've had since, or relationship or whatever. What was the issue? Not the issue, but what happened to make those not work? Was it the fact that you are a flight attendant and the schedule was interfering with the relationship?
I want to say the three biggest relationships that I had, the three serious relationships that I had, that at those 3 points in my life, I thought, this could work. Those three relationships came down to insecurities. It's just, it could be a coincidence.
Right.
It could have been anything else. But those three came down to insecurities.
Wow.
The first one, it was kind of crazy because, and like you were saying, people don't want to take accountability. I take blame for that one because it was early on when I got divorced, and I really didn't know. I wasn't experienced at a divorce. I really didn't know how to date. I had been married for 19 and a half years. In my 20s, we're not going to do the math. But, so I didn't know how to do this thing. But I didn't want to bring him around my kids.
Right.
One was a teenager and very headstrong.
Yeah.
The other one was headstrong too. and I didn't want to introduce him to my kids because pretty much I didn't know where it was gonna go.
Right.
And so that was my fault. Not that because I didn't want to introduce him, but I should have been more clear as to why. And there was no communication because he questioned, but he never brought it forward.
Gotcha.
Like, hey, why am I not meeting your kids? It bothered him, but he never brought it forward. It was only like the last day where everything came out.
Right.
We were arguing. Oh, well, I remember. I'm based in Miami. I live in Orlando, but I was based in Miami. So every time I'm going to work, I have to fly myself to Miami to start my work. Like everyone commutes to their office, I commute to Miami. And so when I was leaving, he said, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you bring me a newspaper from Miami? And I was like, why?
Right.
And he's like, oh, I want to see the circulars. I want to buy a TV. And I was like, so you're going to like buy a TV in Miami when you can buy it in Orlando? Like, what? And he's like, can you just bring me a newspaper? And I was like, sure, whatever. So I bring him the newspaper. And when I bring it to him, he looks at the cover page, like glances at it and says, okay, thanks, and puts it aside. Never like opens it or anything. And then I'm like, interesting. And then, so I let it go. Yeah. But it gnawed at me, you know? So a little bit, time passed by and I was like, hey, are you not going to look at the circulars? And he's like, no, not really. And I was like, why'd you ask for the paper? And he was like, so my middle name is Sophie, right? Sophia. All my family calls me Sophia, but at work and out there, everybody calls me Marilyn. But he called me Sophie, so he goes, Sophie, like, come on now. Like, you say you're going to Miami, but how do I know you're going to Miami? And I'm like, what?
Right.
Do you think I pack suitcases just because? And he said, you say you're not married, but how do I know you're not married? So he's saying all these things, and I'm thinking, this guy is like cray-cray, right? But then he says, we've been together for over a year now. I don't know what your mother looks like. I don't know what your kids look like. And it hits me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. He's right. Yeah. But I take full accountability for that. Right. But on the other hand, you should have communicated like, hey, I want to meet your mom. I want to meet your kids. Right. And then if at that point I say, no, I don't want, then we have a problem. Then we have a road we need to cross or whatever, go our separate ways. But I just assumed because he never pushed it, it was okay. And that was the downfall of that. Because at that point, we were at a year, and come to find out, he doesn't even think I'm single at this point. So
it makes sense why he asked for to see if
he
you were
wanted
really
to
in Miami. Yeah. Wow.
So the second big relationship was similar to that. It was similar to that always, like, oh, so let's say I was at the beach. Oh, well, let me see who you're at the beach with. Are you with the pilots? And I just got tired of that point.
Either trust me or don't.
Yeah, I am with the pilots, but so what? I'm also with the other flight attendants. We're a crew. Right. So I just got tired of that. And that one was like practically a year too, but I just got tired. And then the last one, not gonna go very deep into that. But it was similar in how do you know that I'm the one? Right. Am I enough? Right. And it just gets to a point where you want to give them validity. Like, yes, you're the one. You're special. Right. But after a point, like a year of constantly, you get tired.
You get tired of that, yeah.
You get tired. And so it all goes, and again, that one, you meet thousands of people every day. How do you know that I'm the one? And so it might not be on the surface that my job is an issue, but it's an issue.
So if he knew this before, this is my thing. If you know something before you get with somebody, and you know it's a potential issue, or maybe why wouldn't you address it head on, or why would you even get into that situation? Don't get into the situation and then later on try to question it. I mean, it makes no sense.
Well, I think that a lot of people in the beginning, they think they can handle it. Usually when someone says, what do you do for a living? 9 times out of 10, oh, I've never dated a flight attendant. That would be great. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. And I met a guy not too long ago. We chatted a little bit back and forth. We talked on the phone. Now we meet for the first time. And he says to me, after we've been talking for this long, he says, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how I feel about you being a flight attendant. And I was like, dude, why are we here? Like, I'm not here every day like you are,
Right.
So my days here, I try to use them wisely. I have things to do. I have to do laundry. I have to do shopping. I'm preparing for my next trip. My mom is 89 years old. If I want to try to go see her, I want to try to go see my son. And, I have things to do. And then for you to bring me out here to tell me that. So I think that he expected a different reaction from me. And the reaction that he got was like, dude, what are we doing here then?
Right.
And then he changed his tune. Well, now, wait a minute. Wait, sit down.
Yeah.
And I was like no.
You want me to quit my job or something?
And I said to him, I appreciate that, that you said this, because this is gonna I'm not here to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time. So anyway, I, politely said, this isn't really going to work. Let's not even order or whatever. And then a week later, he was texting me again, listen, I want to give it another try. I don't know, maybe I should have, but I decided no, because I'm going with your first gut instinct.
Right.
And your first gut instinct was, I don't know that I like this.
Right.
So even though you're not going with your first gut instinct, I'm going to go with it for you. And so.
One thing I noticed, though, which is
that I talk a lot?
No. That everybody from New York, no matter how long they've been gone from New York, the accent never leaves.
Do you think I have an accent?
Yes, you do. I can tell. No, everybody I've met that's from New York that has moved down here, it doesn't matter if they've been gone from New York for 60 years. I don't care. The accent from New York stays.
So here's the thing. So I do, like I said, I was born in Dominican Republic, but I wasn't raised there. However, my parents didn't speak English. My parents only spoke Spanish to me. So I grew up speaking Spanish. Why I don't speak it well, I don't know, because it was a mix of New York. But when I am working a flight to Dominican Republic, I get a lot of, where are you from? And then I say, I'm from here, I'm from Dominican Republic. No, you're not. Yeah, I was born here. No, but you're not. Yes, I am. Then I'll work a flight to New York, and they're like, where are you from? And I'll be like, oh, well, I was raised in New York. No, you weren't. Yeah, I was. No, you weren't. So I'm like,
Don't tell me where I was from.
So everyone basically denies me.
I hear the New York. I didn't know people from Marilyn, I have to say that right. I didn't know we had accents until I moved down here.
Yeah, you have an accent.
I didn't know. I'm like, accent, this sounds normal to me, but
no.
Yeah, and it's like a country accent. I was told it was like a country accent. I don't know.
It's like a little country, a little
city.
a little city, yeah.
I guess it depends on which word I say.
But it works for you.
It works, yeah. I'm not.
Yeah.
I
It works
like
for
it.
you.
You know, I'm like, but the New York accent never leaves someone for some reason. If you were born in New York, the accent stays, especially when you get upset. I bet you it really comes out.
You're probably right. Yeah. You're probably right. All like I can be ghetto.
Yeah.
It's a calm ghetto.
That's
It's
what.
a calm.
There's no such thing as a calm ghetto.
No. You want to
Is it
say
calm ghetto? Oh man.
I'm a calm ghetto. Definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Like I want to say it's always like controlled. Someone once told me, you want to get your kids to do something, you gotta go crazy. You gotta flip out. You gotta show them as a single mother.
Yeah.
As a single mother, you gotta show them that you are crazy.
Yeah. Don't mess with me.
I could never do that.
My mother couldn't do that. My mother didn't. My mother, I don't know, it was weird with my mother. She would just, I don't know, she put fear in us, but it wasn't that kind of yelling fear. It was a look she gave us, and it was like the threats of punishment and a beating. But it was never, my mother, I can say, could never really yell, you mad? She never did that.
See, and I don't think the fear, I think my kids, if they ever had fear, it would be always a fear of like, how long is she gonna be like that?
Right.
Because I kind of like, okay, the angrier I get, the quieter I get. If I'm in pain, this is gonna sound crazy, but like in childbirth, with both of my kids, I kept falling asleep during childbirth.
Wow.
And I could never get, like all my pain, these kids were almost like men. They were like almost 10 pounds each. Like they could already fit in toddler clothes. They were like huge. And I could never, like all the pain was in my back. And I would ask for like, oh my God, my back, I just need something. And I went so fast. Like my second one, I gave birth in my t-shirt. They didn't have enough time to like give me a gown. I go fast, but I think I'm about to die. That's how much pain I am. But I think there's something in my brain that triggers and says, you better shut it down, girl, because you're gonna suffer. And so I go to sleep. And they'd be like, come on, you're giving birth. And I'd be like, no.
Are you going to sleep or are you passing out?
I'm going to sleep.
Going to sleep.
It's not a pass out. It's not like, I'm not passed out. I'm going to sleep. And so they were like telling my ex-husband, like, you need to keep her awake. We need to do this. And so it's really funny. And then so I thought it was okay at childbirth. Yeah. Then I went for a root canal.
Oh my God.
I fell asleep during the root canal.
You fell asleep?
And the surgeon, well, if you call him a surgeon, he was like, I have never had someone fall asleep during a root canal. And I needed to, and I fell asleep during both. So I come to the conclusion, my own conclusion, of course, that my brain must be triggered with pain. And so the pain must say to my brain, you better shut it down because this is going to hurt. And so I just like shut down.
Start snoring and shit.
Yeah, so when I'm angry, rather than blah, blah, blah,
You fall asleep?
Well, I don't fall asleep, but
okay.
I come down.
So if you out in public, and you meet somebody and y'all about to fight and you mad, before y'all fight, you gonna fall asleep, start snoring.
I don't say that, but you're not gonna see me like all crazy.
Right.
You'll probably see me like which
like if you hear her snoring, it's a wrap. It's over for you.
It's done.
It's done. Run.
It's done.
Look, we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come back and finish this. So stay tuned.
Stay awake.
Are you new to Orlando and looking to meet friends and explore the city? Join the Orlando Newbie Singles Society. We're a fun and friendly group where newcomers can connect, attend exciting events, and build lasting friendships. Whether you're into local adventures, social gatherings, or just want to find your tribe in a new city, we're here for you. Don't navigate Orlando alone. Join us today and start making memories. Join the Orlando Newbie Singles Society on Facebook today.
All right, we're back, and we were talking about a lot of things where you from, a little bit about your past dating. So, are you currently single?
I'm currently single.
So hold on, what is the real definition of single? Because if you're dating is not the difference between single and dating. We know what a relationship is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you dating? Or is there a difference between single and
No, I'm going to say right now, I am not even dating.
Okay.
I am going to say, I have started chatting with a few people, but let me tell you, it's tough out there. It is tough out there. If you're using apps, my experience from using apps, it's very difficult to carry on a conversation. Mind you, because I'm flying all the time, I'm not on the ground, I can't carry a conversation for hours and hours. It's like blah, 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 blah. Okay, I gotta go, text you later, whatever. By the time I come back, it's like, it's dead. Like the conversation's dead. Which is fine.
Right.
Which is fine. I don't have a problem with it. I don't like the endless texting.
True.
Like if we seem to have things in common, then let's just go meet. Because if we don't click,
Right.
it doesn't matter what the conversation was during text. If we don't click, we don't click. And I don't like to waste anybody else's time.
Right.
I don't want my time to be wasted. And so I want to say that I'm not dating.
One thing I can say, I totally agree with you. Like, I tried the online dating apps. I don't like them. I don't like them because, number one, I think the purpose of your online dating app is to eventually meet. That's what I think. So if we don't meet, why are we talking? Now I feel like you're playing with me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I can't do it. So for me, when I came down here, I didn't join any group or anything until October. And that was a stretch for me because I'm not the type of person now to just put myself out there to meet new people I haven't met. But that's like, hey, you're in a new area, there are new people, you got to kind of get out your comfort zone. So that's what I did. And, so all of this is kind of new to me. But, yeah, I mean, the difference is from where I'm from I'm fresh down here. You've been 32 years. I can tell you the difference between the dating scene in DC and the dating scene down here, there is a difference. I would say the women down here are a little more open and not as, what's the word I'm looking for? Judgmental, or as, it's another word. I can't think of it. It'll come to me. But the dating scenes are different. Whereas up there, it's everything is under a microscope. I mean, every single detail.
So you think the women there are not just
A little more shallow.
but like there's a list, and if you don't meet their criteria, you're out, kind of thing.
I think so, and I mean everybody has a list, but I think as you get older and mature, and I'm starting to see, and it's different in areas, some things in the list you'd be like, all right, well that's not a big deal. Whereas up there, it's like everything is under just a microscope. It's like, well, damn, I'm good there, but for instance, you have an apartment, but it's not big enough. You have a new car, but it's not the newest car. You have nice clothes, but it's not the best clothes.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Down here, it's a little different, and we all have our preferences. I get that. We all do. You do. I do. We all do. But it comes to a certain point when you mature that your preferences kind of take a back seat to being happy.
But do you find that age has anything to do with it?
I thought at first, but I don't think so. I think a lot of people mature at different rates. I know people in their 20s who you would talk to them and feel like you're talking to somebody my age, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a mindset. Just because somebody is 30 or 40 or hell, even 50, doesn't mean they're mature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trust
Yeah.
me, we were talking about, that earlier.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of
Yeah.
people there who are in their 50s who are in high school.
Yeah.
So to me, age has very
And
little.
like we were saying, I've met some 30-year-olds that I'm like, wow, you've got it going on.
Exactly. So as much as I used to think it was about, well, you'll get older, I don't really think that, because there are a lot of people, even my age, who are still have a high school mentality. And I
Yeah.
can't deal with it. So, but the dating down here, I will say, is a lot less shallow. People they're more friendly down here. And like you were saying earlier, you couldn't pay me to move back to DC. You could not pay me to move back there. And
You may be able to pay me. No, I'm only
you
I'm
can't
only
pay me
kidding.
to
I'm
move
only
back there.
kidding.
I'm serious.
No, there are things about New York that I do miss. Seasons. Like it,
Yeah.
I don't miss the cold, like
Right.
that cold, but a nice breeze once in a while.
You know
You
what?
know?
I don't miss the seasons, because when I was down here, and maybe this past year was an anomaly, I don't know, but it got pretty cool down here in the winter.
It does, but it lasts for so long, and
That's
I
true.
feel like the heat lasts a
Yeah.
long time. But other than that, I think I agree with you. I think you could probably not pay me to go back.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
you met somebody and they really wanted to go back.
Okay.
Because I think if I met somebody that was now here and for some reason, job-wise or whatever, wanted to go back, I think that would be me voluntarily, just like, I think I'll go back, no.
Right.
But I think always keep your mind open.
Well, yeah,
Right?
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because you never know.
It would have to be it would have
And
to be
with
a
our
perfect.
luck, something like that would happen to us.
Oh my God!
Next
please,
thing you
please
know,
don't
I'm in New York. And
don't
you're in
speak that
DC.
into existence.
Be
Please
like, Tori,
don't.
you see, that's why you can't throw stuff
Please
into the
don't,
universe.
please don't speak that to. We have to have some type of compromise that I can be down here half the time. I'm sorry, but it's not that I hate my area. I've been there all my life, and I don't like. I have certain friends out there that think I should pay homage to DC as like DC is Jesus. I'm like, come on, man, no. It's just the area I was born in. It's not anything I need to pay homage to. I miss my friends up there. I don't miss the area.
Yeah.
That I just don't. Now the one thing I miss from up there that pisses me off down here, I'm yet to find a good pizza joint down here. Where's the pizza? The good pizza?
Okay, I can only, from New York Pizza, there's this place called New York Slice of Pizza.
Where?
I love it.
Down here?
It's in Kissimmee.
Okay.
It's called a slice of New York pizza.
Oh.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Their calzones, I love it, love it.
We had.
But I've been away so long
Yeah.
that I don't know if, like, I'm accurate.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I love it.
We had a pizza joint in DC called and Pizza. It was like the Subway of pizza. You would go in there and tell them what you want on your pizza. They make it, throw it in the oven, throw a big slice. A couple minutes later, come out, it's yours. I miss that. I haven't found anything like that down here yet. And
Well, I don't know if they're gonna do that. Put whatever you want on it,
Yeah.
but give it a try.
I'll try it. I'm
A
definitely
New
gonna
York
try
slice
it.
of pizza.
A New York slice of pizza. Other than that, it's really not nothing too much I miss about up there outside of my friends and pizza. I don't. It's easier to do business down here. The business rules are much more lax. I went back up in March to see my mom. I stayed for 2 days, When I got up there, as soon as I got off the plane, I could feel the vibe and the energy like, ooh, this is why I left. And when I came back, I felt that my decision to move down here was justified just off of those 2 days up there. I saw some good friends. That was great. I can't do the area.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Let's say you went to go visit your mom, and it just so happens you met somebody, and you started talking and things are going well, but now you're coming back here. Would you do, like, let's say for example, she can't come down here and for some reason you can't or won't go back there. Would you entertain a long distance relationship, or would you eventually, for the person you have been waiting for, go back?
I would rather entertain a long distance relationship. Yeah. That's how much I don't want to go back up there.
Wow.
And I would pray to God, and I would do everything possible to, like, if she had a job where she couldn't move down here, I would do everything possible to see if I can help her find something down here that pays the same or at least close in the same profession that she could come down here. But if that couldn't happen, I would entertain a long distance relationship. I'm not going back up there to live.
Wow, okay.
I'm never going to say never. I'm going to say
Never say never.
99.9% never going up there unless it's in an extreme circumstance. Period. So,
Okay.
what about you?
Alright.
Have you found somebody and the same question?
No.
See?
I will not do, okay. I would preferably move than do a long distance relationship.
Wow. Well,
I honestly, for me, I don't see the point.
here's where the long distance relationship is easy for me. The flight from here to DC is 2 hours.
And you don't want to fly.
But for 2 hours, I can fly. I can't do anything.
So you
over 2
would
hours.
fly for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything over 2.5 hours, I'm gonna have an issue with. I'm gonna have to make a stop or something, a layover or something. But 2 hours, I can do that. That's nothing.
Okay.
So that's why if we're here, if she's in DC and I'm here, I can do a long distance relationship. Now if she's in LA or something like that, it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work too long, and I'm not flying to LA.
Okay.
So.
All
yeah.
right. Okay.
I mean,
There you got it, people.
You got it. You got
You
it.
got it.
What about you?
I'm
You
just
have any like social media so people can follow you? Do you have an Instagram, Twitter? What's that thing called? TikTok?
I do have an Instagram,
You don't
but
have to give it up.
I'm not really active on it. Facebook. I'm on Facebook. But I'm not on it a lot because I'm flying a lot.
Right.
But what I use my Facebook for is I have a love of travel and a love of photography. And if you're going to be my friend, you're going to have to be patient with me because I'm going to stop and take a picture of every single little thing. Well, not every single little thing, but my friends know. They already know. Because I feel that, like I meet people that say, oh, I don't really like to take pictures.
Right.
And okay, but you know that one day that's all you're going to leave behind.
That's true.
That's all you're going to leave behind. And one day, when you have a grandson or a granddaughter, and that grandson or granddaughter has a granddaughter or grandson, that picture that they have on the wall, they're going to point and say, who's that? And someone's going to answer, I don't know.
Wow, that's deep.
But it's true.
That's true.
And you know why I know this to be true? Because my mom had a picture on her wall. And I said, who's that? And she said, I don't know.
Wow.
And my mom, well, she's 89 now.
Right.
But I asked her like a long time ago, granted her, she doesn't have the memory she used to have.
Right.
A long time ago, I would ask her, or, these black and white photos, I would say, who are these people? And she would say, I don't know. And then it hit me, oh my God, you know, like you take these pictures, and it's gonna get you so far.
Yeah.
Your daughter and, you know, your daughter is gonna know, and your daughter's daughter or son is gonna know, but there's gonna come a point that the answer is gonna be like, I don't know who that was.
Yeah.
So I take pictures for that because it's the only thing I'm gonna one day leave behind.
That's true.
That really matters.
That's true.
And so, so I have a love of photography, a love of travel, and I use my Facebook pretty much to post pictures of where I've gone.
Right.
Because if you're one of my Facebook friends, and I know this to be true, I have inspired people to travel. People that have never traveled before. I have inspired them to travel.
Wow.
I have inspired them maybe they have traveled, but they've never considered going here in the US. You know, they're going to Thailand, but they never considered going to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
And so I post pictures for that. And, you know, there was a time I broke my toe like last year, and I was out of work for several months.
Wow.
And people were asking me, like, where are your pictures? I lived through you.
Wow. See,
But
you never know who's watching.
You never know.
You never know.
And which brings me to another thing. Like, you never know. And I post because you never know who's going to be inspired. But also, you know, live your life, because smile. You know, when I'm on that plane and these people are boarding and whatever. And, you know, so I meet a random girl passing by. And I'll be like, oh my God, I love your hair. Yeah. Oh my God, I love that shirt. And somebody will come and like, why do you do that? You don't even know them. Right. Because number one, it's coming from my heart. Right. And number two, you don't know how it is affecting that person. You don't know if that's the one thing that's going to take them the other direction of wherever their thoughts were leading them.
You're true.
So try to make a difference.
You're true. You're absolutely right. And that's why I'm so big on protecting my peace. I just
oh my God, bingo. I
just have no tolerance for any people that bring drama or any situations that bring drama. I'm so quick to and people can call it impatient. You can call it whatever you want to, but I'm at the age now. Yeah, I told this before, but I'll be 47 on, and people know I've said my age many times. I'll be 47 on September 10th. My father passed away in September of 2022, which kind of made me make up my mind to move down here. I just needed a whole new thing. But typically in his family, the age that the males live to is 70. So doing the math, I'm like, I'm 47. If we go by just the age, I'm not talking about any extenuating circumstances such as diseases or anything like that. Just by age, I literally have 23 years.
Yeah.
I don't have time to bullshit. So,
which may seem a long time for some people, but it's really not.
It's not. I've lived 47, 23. I've lived, you know
that's
what I'm
like
saying?
half, yeah.
That's more than half. So it's like, on the other hand, my mother's side of the family, they go into their 90s. So who knows which way I'm going to go? But I'm just assuming from that. If I had 20, do you think I'm going to waste my time over BS situations or people with 23 years left? Come on now. No. So that's how I'm looking at it now. If and again, I could live to be in my 90s. Who knows? But if that 70 remains true, I want to go out with a bang. I want to have fun. I want to travel eventually.
On a plane?
On a plane.
I mean, you could take road trips.
Yeah, road trips all day long. Road trips, you know. And you know, like on my bucket list, I want to go to Japan one day. Which means one day.
You need to go during cherry blossom season. You have to go during cherry blossom season.
I want to go for that. I want to see all the technology because I'm a technology buff. I'm a nerd when it comes to tech stuff. I want to see all that technology because they are decades beyond us.
But can I tell you something?
What's that?
So you said that's on your bucket list, right? make it happen.
I'm gonna have to. I'm
but
gonna have to.
because that's the other thing. Like people have like their bucket list,
Yeah.
but they don't really like look at their bucket list.
That's true.
And so I'm a big person of. I guess I could be a little annoying if you tell me, let's go to Bali.
Right.
When are we going? Because I need to pack my bags. When are we going?
Yeah.
So for me in particular,
Yeah.
don't tell me we're going to Bali. Because I promise you, we're going to Bali and it ain't next year.
You're gonna make it happen.
We're like going. By the end of the year, we are going.
That plane
And
trip.
so, but pretty much it's because you don't know.
That's true.
Is tomorrow? Are you going to be here tomorrow? Are you going to be
Nobody
here
knows.
next week? Are you? So if you want to go to Japan, make it happen.
You're right.
2024. It's not that difficult.
2025 maybe.
Yeah, 2024. My God, we're only in August.
Yeah, it's a little time,
No,
little
start
time,
your-
little time,
pack your bag.
little time, little, give me a little bit more time. But no, look, I thank you for coming down and
Well, thank you for
doing this.
inviting me.
Yes, I'm glad you accepted the invite. I've always wanted to talk to you about this, and it was so funny because I was like, she's very quiet and all this, and yeah, this was fun.
I'm quiet, but
No,
I
really.
talk a lot. Isn't that weird?
It's not. I don't call it a lot. You just it's entertaining.
I'm low keyed.
See, that's the
I'm
thing.
low keyed.
Well, I want to thank you again. Thank y'all for tuning in. Got some good content coming y'all way. Subscribe, leave a comment, like, all of that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next time.
See you next time.
Are you new to Orlando and looking to meet friends and explore the city? Join the Orlando Newbie Singles Society. We're a fun and friendly group where newcomers can connect, attend exciting events, and build lasting friendships. Whether you're into local adventures, social gatherings, or just want to find your tribe in a new city, we're here for you. Don't navigate Orlando alone. Join us today and start making memories. Join the Orlando Newbie Singles Society on Facebook today.
True serum in your ear. No more lies, no fear. Tory bringing it clear. Good Trump shifting gears. Podcast like them flames. Spitting truth, breaking chains. Welcome to Orlando, man. Real talk, no games. Truth serum.